Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to Dreamy Sleep Tales, your nightly portal into realms of magic and wonder. As you settle down for the evening, please put your phone away and allow yourself to drift off as you listen to our soothing story. Tonight, we bring you a tale of lost voices, mystical relics, and a courageous quest to restore a silenced song. Let the gentle cadence of our narration carry you to a peaceful, dream-filled slumber. Enjoy the journey, relax, and let your worries melt away with every word. Once upon a time, in a kingdom that lay fractured by ancient grudges and long-forgotten feuds, there lived a princess whose voice was the very song of the realm. Princess Maricel, known to few beyond the castle walls as the songstress of Lyria, had been blessed at birth with a melody so pure that even the wind paused to listen. Yet, a bitter curse, placed by a spiteful fae known as Calissa, would steal that gift away each nightfall. When the sun sank low and the twilight deepened, Maricel's voice would vanish, and with it, the magic of her soul, leaving only silence where there should have been song. For years, the princess had suffered in quiet despair. By day, she graced the courts with smiles and gentle words, and by night, her silence became her solitary companion. The royal healers, wise in the old lore, murmured that only a relic of forgotten dreams, the lost voices of the realm, could restore her song. According to legend, on the rarest of nights when the blue moon reigned, a mystical garden would appear beyond the veil of the mundane, a place where echoes of forgotten dreams lingered among enchanted trees. There, the voices of those lost might be captured and, if united, might break even the darkest curse. In a distant part of the kingdom, a young stargazer named Corin searched the heavens with a relentless, pensive longing. Orphaned as a child and separated from his family by the brutal tides of fate, he spent countless nights atop the ruined towers of his village, mapping the constellations in hopes that the stars might someday whisper clues of his lost kin. It was on one such night, a night when the sky was unusually clear, that Corin noticed something extraordinary. A strange luminescence near the forest's edge, a light that pulsed in the rhythm of an otherworldly heartbeat. Drawn by a force he could neither explain nor resist, he gathered his scant belongings and set out into the night. As Corin traversed the winding country lanes, his path led him deep into the heart of an ancient woodland. The trees here were old as time, their gnarled branches whispering secrets that only the night could understand. Soon, the forest air grew cool and thick with magic, and the young stargazer's heart quickened with both fear and anticipation. At last he came upon a clearing, bathed in silver blue light. Before him lay the fabled Moonlit Garden, a realm out of dreams. Every flower glowed with an inner light, and the trees hummed a silent lullaby. In the midst of this enchanted grove, a fountain of crystal water shimmered, its surface rippling with reflections of distant galaxies. And there, by the water's edge, stood Princess Maricel, her eyes reflecting sorrow and hope in equal measure. Maricel, with her silken hair the color of dusk and a gown spun of midnight's velvet, regarded Corin with a mixture of surprise and resignation. Though she had long hidden from the world's prying eyes, the garden had become her secret refuge, one where she might at least feel the echo of her once vibrant song. Corin stepped forward hesitantly, his voice barely more than a whisper. I saw the light. I followed it. Are you the one they call the songstress? His words, trembling with both awe and relief, hung in the cool night air. The princess inclined her head, her gaze steady and soft. I am Maricel. Once, my voice was as free as the wind, but now it is locked away by a curse. Each night, as darkness claims the sky, my song is stolen from me, leaving only silence. Her tone was both plaintive and regal, a lament and a challenge all at once. Corin's eyes shone with empathy. I too am searching for something lost, a piece of my past, a family that I can't remember, a home that I once knew. Perhaps our fates are intertwined. It was then that the ancient garden stirred as though awakened by the meeting. From behind clusters of luminous ferns, a gentle, silver-voiced breeze sighed. Gather the lost voices and mend what is broken. The sound was both a command and a prayer. At that moment, Corinne and Maricel understood that their meeting was no accident. It was destiny calling. A wise old oak at the clearing's edge began to creak, its bark etched with symbols of a forgotten tongue. The oak, known in these lands as the Sentinel of Echoes, spoke slowly. Long ago, before this realm was divided by strife and sorrow, every soul possessed a song. But Kalissa, the spiteful fae, wove a spell that silenced the pure, stealing the voices of those destined to sing. Only on the night of the blue moon, when the boundary between worlds is thinnest, may one enter this garden and reclaim what was lost. To break the curse and restore your song, Princess Maricel, you must gather 4 relics: the sun shard of daylight, the moon dew of night's tears, the stardust of forgotten skies, and the heartstone of the ancients. Their combined power holds the key to unlocking the voice of your soul. Maricel's eyes flickered with a spark of hope. These relics are scattered across the lands, hidden in the remnants of our forgotten magic. Only one with a pure heart and the courage to journey into the unknown can retrieve them. I fear I cannot venture forth while cursed. Corinne's determination flared. Then let me accompany you, princess. I may not have a voice like yours, but I have seen the stars and their secrets. Together, we will reclaim the lost voices and restore your song. And perhaps, along the way, I will find the family I seek. With that solemn vow, the two stepped away from the fountain, their footsteps echoing softly on the dew-laden grass. The moonlit garden, resplendent in its ephemeral beauty, shimmered behind them, its magic entwined with the promise of a better tomorrow. Thus began their quest. Their first destination was the Grove of Eternal Dawn, where the fabled sun shard lay hidden. The journey took them through fields of whispering wheat and over brooks that sang of days gone by. As they traveled, Corin recounted stories passed down by his grandmother, stories of a time when the kingdom was whole and magic flowed freely like water. Maricel, in turn, revealed fragments of her childhood when her voice would soar like a lark at sunrise, filling the palace halls with music and mirth. After days of travel, They reached a clearing bathed in golden light. Towering trees whose leaves blazed like embers formed a natural cathedral. In the center of the grove stood a solitary tree crowned with radiant blossoms. Its branches glowed as if kissed by the very sun, and suspended from its highest bough was the sun shard, a prism of light pulsing with warmth and hope. Maricel approached reverently, her hand trembling as she reached out to touch the shard. The moment her fingers brushed its luminous surface, a surge of warmth coursed through her, and for an instant, she remembered the full beauty of her voice. "I feel it," she murmured. "This shard, it is like a piece of the sun captured in crystal. It must be ours." Corin carefully secured the shard in a small satchel he had prepared for their relics. "One down," he said, a glimmer of excitement in his eyes. "3 more to find." Their next journey led them to the glistening shores of the moonlit lake. The legend said that when the moon wept its tears, droplets would fall upon the surface of the lake, forming the precious moon dew. The lake was a vast expanse of shimmering silver water, surrounded by weeping willows that dipped their branches into its depths. As the blue moon rose over the horizon, its light spilled like liquid silver across the water, and Maricel and Corin found themselves standing at its edge. With a quiet prayer, Maricel knelt by the water and watched as delicate droplets sparkled on the leaves of a weeping willow. "The moon dew," she whispered. "It is as if the moon weeps for our lost dreams." Corin carefully collected the dewdrops in a crystal vial. Each drop pulsed with a soft, cool light, fragile, yet full of quiet power. "I wonder," he said thoughtfully, "if these tears hold memories of past sorrows, or perhaps the hope that comes after a storm." Maricel smiled wistfully. Perhaps both. Emboldened by their successes and the hope kindled in their hearts, the pair pressed on. Their third quest brought them to the starry expanse, a vast desert under an endless canopy of glittering stars. It was said that when a shooting star fell, it left behind a trail of stardust, a remnant of celestial fire and the dreams of the cosmos. The journey through the desert was arduous. The nights were cold and the days scorching. Yet, under the starlight, Corin's spirit soared. He would often lie on the cool sand, watching the constellations dance overhead and feel as if he were part of an eternal story written across the sky. One fateful night, as they trekked through the barren expanse, a brilliant streak of light cleaved the darkness. They watched, mesmerized, as a comet blazed across the heavens, leaving behind a silvery trail. At its resting place in the soft, warm sand, they discovered the stardust, a fine, shimmering powder that glittered like a million tiny diamonds. Marisol scooped a small amount into her hand. "This dust," she said in awe, "carries the dreams of the stars. It reminds me that even in the vast darkness, there is light to be found." With the sun shard, the moon dew, and the stardust now safely in their possession, only one relic remained: the Heartstone. The Heartstone was said to lie hidden in the ancient ruins of Eldamore, deep within the forgotten heart of the kingdom. This relic, imbued with the very essence of the land's life force, was believed to be the most potent of all. Its power could awaken even the most dormant magic, and perhaps restore the voice of the silenced princess once and for all. Their journey to Eldamore was the most perilous yet. The road wound through dense, shadowed forests where trickster spirits lurked among the brambles, and the air was thick with the whispers of old sorrows. Along the way, Marisol and Corin encountered beings both wondrous and wild. A mischievous sprite who attempted to lead them astray with riddles, and a solemn centaur who guarded the ancient paths with the wisdom of ages past. After many trials, each testing their resolve and the purity of their intent, they reached the crumbling remains of a once great fortress. Ivy and moss clung to the stone walls as if protecting the secrets within. In the center of the ruins stood an altar, upon which lay a weathered chest, sealed by a lock of intricate design. Marisol approached the chest with a mixture of trepidation and hope, while Corin kept a wary eye on the shifting shadows. Inside the chest, they discovered the Heartstone, a deep crimson gem that pulsed like a heartbeat. It was warm, almost as if it contained the very life of the kingdom itself. As Marisol held the Heartstone, she felt memories of ancient days, of laughter, of joy, and of the voices that once filled the kingdom. Tears welled in her eyes as she whispered, "This is the heart of our land. With it, my voice may be restored and our broken kingdom healed." With all 4 relics in hand, Maricel and Corin returned to the Moonlit Garden. The enchanted garden, bathed in the ethereal glow of the blue moon, awaited them as if it had been expecting this very moment. At the center of the garden stood the ancient fountain, its waters now clear and inviting. Maricel knelt beside the fountain, laying the relics carefully on its edge. "May these tokens of hope and magic mend what was lost," she intoned softly. Corin stepped forward, his heart pounding with anticipation and shared purpose. As the relics touched the water, a brilliant cascade of light erupted from the fountain. The sun shard radiated warm golden beams. The moon dew shimmered with cool luminescence. The stardust twinkled like the captured night sky, and the hearthstone pulsed with the deep, enduring throb of the kingdom. Their combined magic swirled into the water, rising in a spiraling column of radiant light that enveloped Princess Maricel. In that moment, a wondrous transformation occurred. The curse that had robbed Maricel of her voice each night began to unravel. A soft, melodious hum filled the air, rising from the depths of the fountain and resonating with the beating of every heart in the garden. Maricel's eyes fluttered closed, and when she opened them again, a single note, a clear, pure note, rose from her lips. It was the beginning of her song, tentative yet full of promise. The garden erupted in celebration. The enchanted flowers shivered with delight, their petals glowing even brighter, while the trees bowed their ancient boughs in reverence. Corin, overcome with joy, felt tears of relief stream down his cheeks. For the first time in many long nights, the sound of a song had returned, a song that spoke of healing, of hope, and of the enduring magic of love. Yet, as the revelry swelled in the garden, the soft voice of the ancient oak, the sentinel of echoes, murmured a caution. This magic is fragile and must be nurtured. Let the kingdom remember that every voice lost is a piece of our history, and every echo reclaimed is a promise to the future. With the curse broken, the royal court soon learned of the miraculous events in the Moonlit Garden. Princess Maricel's restored song spread throughout the land like wildfire, and it reached the ears of both friend and foe. In the divided kingdom, once rent by strife and suspicion, the sound of a true, unbroken voice rekindled hope. Long dormant memories of unity and shared dreams began to stir in the hearts of the people. In time, emissaries were sent to reconcile with estranged regions, and the ancient grudge that had split the kingdom began to heal. Corin, whose own search for lost family had led him to this enchanted fate, discovered that his lineage was intertwined with the royal bloodline. It was said that long ago, his ancestors had been trusted keepers of the realm's secrets, guardians of its magic. Now, with the kingdom healing, Corin's role as a keeper of the stars and a seeker of lost voices was finally recognized. The Moonlit Garden, forever changed by that fateful blue moon night, remained a sanctuary for all who believed in magic and the power of hope. Maricel would often return there to sing, her voice a reminder that even in the darkest hours, light could be reclaimed through courage and love. And Corin, with the gleam of stardust still in his eyes, continued to map the heavens, ever watchful for the echoes of his own past and the promise of a reunited future. As seasons turned and years passed, the tale of the cursed princess and the daring stargazer became legend. A story told around hearths, in bustling marketplaces, and whispered among the stars. The relics, now enshrined in the garden's heart, served as eternal reminders of the power of unity, the healing force of reclaimed voices, and the magic that dwells within every soul. In the great hall of the restored kingdom, a new era had dawned. The once divided lands were united under a banner of hope and understanding, a testament to the truth that no curse, no matter how bitter, could prevail against the boundless power of love. And every blue moon, when the sky turned a rare crystalline blue, the people gathered to celebrate the night when silence was broken, when lost voices were recovered, and when a princess's song had restored not only her own spirit, but the soul of an entire realm. Thus, in that timeless kingdom where magic and memory intertwined, the Moonlit Garden of Echoes became a symbol of renewal, a place where every whisper, every song, and every dream was cherished. And so the story continues, etched in the hearts of all who believe that even in silence, there is music waiting to be found, and that every lost voice can one day sing again. And in every star, in every breeze that passes through the ancient trees, the legacy of that enchanted night endures. A reminder that the magic of the past, when nurtured with love, can light the way to a brighter tomorrow. So, thank you, dear listeners, for joining us on this magical journey through the Moonlit Garden of Echoes. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please subscribe to Dreamy Sleep Tales, like this video, and share it with everyone you know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below with the story you'd like to hear next time. Until then, sleep well and sweet dreams.
you.